I want to go into since you mentioned women, there's a couple things I do want to talk about when it comes to women. There's a lot of guys that are checking out. When I say checking out of the dating market, checking out of I'm not going to marry, I'm not going to get married. Okay, that movement you've heard of the MGTOW movement, men going their own way, which
Yep.
I think can be a very positive message, very positive message for men when it's delivered the right way. Now, to me, there's been, I guess you would call it, kind of a movement to leave this country and find your traditional woman in a different country. Do you think there's anything wrong with that?
It's about what I was talking about before. We want to go to where we know who we're dealing with. And if we come from a country where the women are still thinking, living, and behaving and honoring a traditional way, like if I'm Polish, right, and I'm living in the swamp of America with all these sluts and thoughts, and I just can't figure it out, why not go back to my fatherland and meet a traditional girl that's more of my DNA, right? And when I say that, I mean that literally and figuratively, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is the kind of mindset that I want, but it's also, listen, as it sounds strange coming from me sometimes as a mixed race man, but I think there's a tremendous amount of merit in sticking with your own kind. There's a lot of value in sticking with your own kind. There's no confusion, right? So why not, right? Why not? Why would I mess with something that I misunderstand and is causing me hell when I could go home?
Mm-hmm. And that's going to bring me to female nature. I mean, we hear a lot about female nature. My personal viewpoint of female nature is what you allow into your life. So that's my take on female nature. So if you want to kind of expound on that, go for it.
Female nature is what you allow into your life. That is beautiful. I mean, I'm still kind of following you on that. And the feminine nature is an allowing, is a yielding, it's an opening. That's what feminine nature really is. And so there are those who believe and those that don't believe. But according to Carl Jung, there's a feminine and there's a masculine within each man and each woman. He calls it anima and animas. And a way to live a well-actualized, balanced life is to acknowledge the opposite within you. And so to acknowledge the feminine, right, would mean exactly what you say. It's whatever I allow into my life. That when you allow shit into your life, you're like a vagina who's having sex with nasty, bad, evil men, right? But when you allow good into your life, well, that brings life, that creates life. That's like opening yourself up as a woman to your husband, right? Two totally very different things. So what you said there is a mouthful. It's what you allow into your life. What kind of woman you allow into your life? What kind of hell you allow into your life? It's your allowing.
And that goes back to me, that goes back to accountability. And I know that when I see a man in pain or that's hurting, sometimes I have to realize, and I hope you'll agree with me on this, that a lot of times that man is in a tunnel vision. That is his life when he's in pain. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times in this umbrella, in this group, in this manosphere, we tend to trivialize a man's pain. But a man's pain is real. It's what he's seeing at that time in his life. So how we approach him is real important. I say on this channel, for me, myself, I don't give advice. I give support. And that's the only thing I can do. So that's my take on that. So what's your take on when a man's in pain? I was talking to Anthony Johnson earlier today, actually, about this. And I said, some guys like myself, when something's going on in my life, my older brother, my father, my younger brother, they can give me a heart punch. Some guys can't take that heart punch. So how do you approach a guy that's in horrible pain and he's seeing that tunnel vision? That's his world. I don't want to say coddle a man. So how do you respond to a man that needs that kind of help, but is not used to a strong father, a strong uncle, that father figure that can shake him out of it. How do you respond to a guy like that?
Once again, I like your terms. You said heart punch.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I like that. And do you remember the scene that I drew for you guys earlier about my father and his brothers around the table shouting and, you know, having a good time? Heart punches. Heart punches do stuff like that. And so it's what I know, right? And so I will tell you this: I am much more popular when there's a screen between you and me than when we actually meet, because I realize that when I'm talking to somebody and I punch them in their heart, a lot of them can't handle it. So I just keep my mouth shut. I usually just keep my mouth shut because my heart punches come with a snap. So that's why I give advice, right? I give my opinion on YouTube because it's not personal. And that's the problem. People take things too personally. It's too much about me. So if Elliott's saying it to a screen, wow, that really punched me in my heart. But it's okay because it's just a video. Well, if you come and ask Elliott your question legit and we looking face to face and we're having a conversation and you're looking for a solution because that's what men do, call it a heart punch, call it hard love, right? But it's what you're asking for when you come to me. Yeah. I have compassion, but I'm going to punch you in your heart.
And that's, yeah. I mean, when people come to you, they know they're going to get Elliott, you know? So,
right. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Don't come to see me if you're not ready for it.
Yeah.
That's one thing with my dad too. He's the same way. He says, don't come to me for advice if you're not ready for it.